guys, it's Laura's Design Studio, and we're going to pour some resin, but I thought I'd show you everything I use. This is the Jadeite leveling table, and you can see right now, I check my table every time I'm going to pour. Right now, we are level. And then I put down a silicone mat, which I need to clean. And this is the heat mat. I found this on Temu for $10. It's what helps your resin cure at a faster rate. So I always put that down. It's not on at the moment. And I don't turn it on until after I'm done pouring. And I've gotten the bubbles out. And then I always put another silicone mat over the top of that. So now we know we have a level surface, all that. And let me grab my mixer here. We're going to mix up some resin. And we are gonna go, let me find my ounces here. Let's mix up, I don't know, what do you think? And of course I'm using the Bond Crafter. This is the 1 gallon set that I purchased, and then if you saw the video right before this, you saw that they sent me some resin, more than some, a lot. I am just going to see here. It's hard to see the lines on this cup, so I'm gonna pour we're gonna pour it'll be 16 ounces total, so 8 ounces of each, which I marked on the side of the cup with one of my markers, because that makes it easier for me to see. That is right on the 8 ounces. That was part B. Here is part A. The cats are now playing in that big Bond Crafter box. They're about to have a field day in there. Get this plug out. There we go. And there we go. That is 16 ounces. And I had this crazy idea last night. Yes, you guys should be wearing your PPE. Wear your gloves, your mask. I've talked about the reasons that I don't wear these things. This is a choice that I am making based on what I know about resin and the fact that I have never had a reaction. I've been doing it since 2016. That doesn't mean I will never have a reaction. However, I have severe neuropathy in my extremities. I don't have much feeling as it is, and gloves hinder that even more. And I do not do well with things around my face or neck. COVID was really, really hard for me because I couldn't even contend with those masks. It was very, very difficult. So, do as I say, not as I do. I got my mixer going here. So my idea last night was, if you've been with me any length of time, I used to be a reseller. I was a crafter. My channel has changed over time. It was a craft channel doing resin. And then it became a reseller channel trying to make a little extra money. It wasn't worth it. The headache was ridiculous. And that group of people, they're very cutthroat. Not a nice group of people. Now, while we're sitting here waiting, I did get some Happy Mail that my son brought me from my mailbox yesterday. And it is from Carrie. And this is the paper, I believe this is the paper that I made for her on raccoons. Happy Valentine's Day to my PIC. Thank you for being such a good crafty bestie and getting into the shenanigans and so forth with me. Hugs, Carrie, your PIC. Yes, Carrie is my PIC. She is my partner in crime. And yes, this was handmade by Carrie. And if you guys don't know her, go check her out. She does giveaways. She's like the giveaway queen, let me tell you. At least once a week, if not sometimes a couple times a week, she's doing multiple giveaways. She's a crazy girl, but she loves doing Happy Mail to people. So, the idea that I had is, because I was a reseller, one of the things I loved most was vintage glass. Depression glass, all of those beautiful glass containers and jars. And my favorite, and this is gonna show my age, like that's not hard to figure out considering I have a son who's just turned 40. That's still just, I can't even believe it. And another son who will be 37 this year. So, yeah. But my favorite type of glass was the Jadeite glass. I remember my grandmother having in the center of the table one of those butter dishes that was that green, milky Jadeite. I have always had a thing for that glass. I am going to try and recreate it in resin. Now, I don't know how this is going to go. I don't even know if I have the right colors. It's a very milky glass. So I know I can get a milky look with the Aurora powder, but that also has other colors in it. But I'm going to try and see how close I can at least come to the color. So that's going to mix. Let's pour I'm going to pour a little tray in a jar and see how close we can come. So there's a small tray and a jar. Well, we'll do, I love this jar right here, so we're gonna try this one. This is the rose. It has a rose top in it. And of course I'm gonna be breaking that big thing of resin up into a smaller. This mixer goes 40 seconds at a time. So you should mix your train of thought there. You should mix your resin for at least, 3 to 5 minutes. And even if you do it in a mixer, you're going to need to scrape your sides and your bottom, because obviously the paddles are not going to get those areas. So let me see here. We're going to just take a couple of these cups. And we're going to pour our resin. I'm going to need the Aurora powder because I think it's the easiest way to get that milky look. And then I'm going to need some greens. There's an alcohol green, alcohol ink green, and let me see, what other greens do I have? Here's one that is light green. So I'm hoping that with a few different types of greens, I can get that milky jadeite color. I will probably do, I want to try all kinds of different depression glass, try to recreate it. Because you've got your cranberry glass, your amber glass, you've got your carnival glass. You've got the milky white, just plain white glass. I don't have any of them here to reference, so we're going off memory here. And I did look up a picture of the jadeite just to see if I can come close to getting that color. I like my blues and my greens, so carnival glass would be fun to try and recreate. That may be the next one I try. That'll be harder because that is a clear. It doesn't have that milky, so you definitely can't use like this in it. You'd have to mix the various colors and at the same time keep them separate. Because if you just mix colors, then it's going to just turn into one big color. Now, I have done alcohol ink and used glue to keep my colors separate. I don't know, that'll be an interesting one. Let's see where we're at with this as soon as it goes off again. Let me know if you guys have any, if you guys collect any glass of various kinds. Okay, looking good. I got one of these big ones. It's kind of gloomy today. I guess tomorrow we're supposed to get some storms possible. I'm going to set that in the tray here and just let it drain. I'm going to scrape the sides and the bottom. This looks nice and clear. Very little bubbles in it, just some micro bubbles. That is one of the things I've loved about Bond Crafter. I have not worried about bubbles. I do not have a vacuum chamber. I don't even have room for a vacuum chamber. As you guys probably know by now, if you've been with me, I live in a studio apartment and I work off of a 6-foot table and a 4-foot table that are those fold-up ones that you use for like banquet tables or craft shows. That's why the leveling table was important and the first thing that I bought of all the new crazy stuff that's out. Because it was always fun trying to figure out where level was on your table and using various popsicle sticks to prop up one side or the other or both. Just gonna pour some in this cup. And put that one out of the way. I may not need it. I'm gonna do one shot and see if I can get this color. And there you see, that is crystal clear. There are some micro bubbles in there, but those will pop. So now, let's see. I'm looking for Jadeite, milky green Jadeite. It doesn't take much of this Aurora powder. So we're gonna start off with that. And now this is lime green alcohol ink. And then this one is light green. Let's see if we can come close to that color. My neighbor's moving out. Who knows what I will end up with next door now. Okay, this needs more. I need a darker green. I'm gonna try, this is Resin Rockers Reggae. The problem with the Aurora powder is it does show other colors, which Jadeite does not. But to get that milky color, it's not quite there yet. Let's see, what other? Here's a white. This is a white alcohol ink. I'm gonna put a drop in here. And I really want another green. Not sure that would be appropriate. Let's try country. I like the way it's looking. I don't know how to dull down that sheen a little bit. Woo, that was more than I meant to put in there, but I guess we'll see what this does. Okay, I think we are gonna go. Put the paddle down here, drain on that mat, and I'm gonna pour this tray first. Let's see what we get. Now I'm going to take this and try and go along the edge here. Get any bubbles that, if they're lodged down there, get them out. Okay. Let's mix up some more. For this rose box here. Okay, some light green. This was the reggae. Country. And the lime green. And let's see. When I had to quit working in 2015 because my lupus was worse than it. I was diagnosed when I was 28. And it had always been there, but you know, we kind of had it under somewhat control with medications. But in 2015, it decided to go on full-blown rampage, and it attacked lots of parts of my body. My spine was always a factor, became more of a factor. My vocal cords, my eyes, my mouth, my teeth, everything just, it was full-blown. My skin was awful. And just so you guys know, yes, if you get a glimpse of my arms, that is not from resin. That is my lupus. when I broke my ankle, because on top of the lupus caused POTS, which means I pass out on people at whenever. Could be during the day, could be at night, doesn't matter, time, day, nothing. My blood pressure just takes a complete dive and I go out. That's how I broke my ankle. But I was scheduled for my next infusion the week after I broke my ankle. We could not do that because you cannot have an infusion when you're going to have like surgery and stuff. It's not, my lupus already had a chance of not being nice during the surgery, and because they had to rebuild my ankle from the ground up, it could have rejected ligaments, because they had to put in artificial ones. Could have rejected, the metal that they had to use to reconstruct my ankle. So I was not able to have my infusion, and that caused me to go into a flare. But now that my ankle is, for the most part, out of the woods, and my lupus decided to play nice, I am now I'm back to my infusions, which is nice because it means that my skin might clear up soon, I'm hoping. Right now it's just very itchy, and it doesn't. My problem is I claw at my skin in my sleep. So oftentimes when I wake up, it looks like a bloodbath. Let's see. Need this thin one so I can get up under here. Make sure that we get some bubbles out if they're in there. It's looking pretty good. I can see through it. I'm not seeing a lot of bubbles. But resin is what kept me going when I had to quit working, because I was used to making the money. Really didn't have to worry. I made enough, and I didn't have to restrict myself on, buying for the most part. And I went into a depression, because for the first time in my life, I'm having to rely on my husband. And yes, I'm still technically married. Haven't seen him in 3.5 years. Don't care to. Better off without. Okay. So I do have some resin left here, and we are going to use it to fill up some more of the seal. So let me scrape this cup out. And then the rest I have over here is clear, but we'll put some color in there. I think the next one I want to try and recreate is carnival glass. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. Okay, what? That just had a little bit of the green in it. He's already been started with blue. So I think we'll just throw some blue. Let's see. Okay. Just gonna pour the rest of this in here. He's not gonna be full by any means. This seal is huge. But we'll be closer. So I will say that, you know, resin got me through. And then I did, you know, a small stint as a reseller, which frankly I hated. Most of the people, I won't say all, most of the people in that community are very backbiting. And so I was like, one way or another, I am coming back to the thing that I love the most. I've done tons of crafts in my life. But resin is not only the most rewarding, it's also the most frustrating. Because just when you think you've conquered it and you know how to get a look that you're going for, resin is gonna kick you in the butt and tell you, ha ha ha, no. Because that's what it likes to do. So never get too comfortable with your resin. Because believe me, it knows that you're feeling a little too comfortable. And it will get you. Clean this up. Now, that is our resin pour for the day. And I will see you guys on the demold, and we'll see if I got even remotely close to Jadeite. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Hey guys, it's Laura's Design Studio, and it's time to unmold some stuff. Demold time. So, obviously not demolding the seal because he still has a bit of room in him to go. Let's try this tray. Now, I was going for the Jadeite look, but it didn't happen. I can tell that. So I'm wondering, it needs to be somewhat more opaque and maybe like a blue added to it. I don't know. I'm gonna keep trying. I'm also gonna try some other depression glass stuff, trying to get those looks. But here's the tray. No bubbles. No bubbles whatsoever. Nothing. So there's that. And now let's do this box. This is one of my favorite little boxes. It's the rose heart. I did it in white the last time. It was so pretty. Turn this mold back. There we go. So there's the bottom of it. No bubbles. No bubbles at all. Minecrafter, loving ya. Get out the lid. I got two little bubbles in the lid on the bottom side. Nothing on the top side. There's the top side. And I just got two little bubbles, one right here and one right there. Those are the only two, easily fixed. Fits perfect. There is the box. Tell me what you guys think. I'm thinking maybe a little blue in it and adding some more like opaque white. I don't know. But here are your demolds for today. Like, share, comment, and subscribe for further engagement, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.